when you're using a computer, it's important to be able to save information. You can save information in various locations. You can save information in a drive, such as the C drive where your operating system is stored. Or you can plug in a USB drive and save information there. Or you can have access to a network drive and save information there. There's lots of different ways to save information. So let's look at how we identify these places. At the moment, I'm using Windows 7, and down here there is a small square yellow box. Click on there. This brings up a nice little window starting a location called Libraries. I'm now going to close that and then go to the Start button, press the right mouse button, and it says Open Windows Explorer. I'll click that and that pops up as well. So the same thing pops up. So this must be the Windows Explorer. You might not necessarily have this box down here or this icon to click on. You may have to right click here. There are other ways to find it, but right now we'll just use these ways. What you're looking at just now is a view of the Windows Explorer, and the Windows Explorer will show you all of your drives and different places to save information and to use information from. At the moment it says Libraries, and Libraries has a right hand side panel that says Documents, Pictures, Videos and Music. This is the default for Windows. If I go into the Documents by double clicking, I can see there's maybe stuff here already. I've got a folder already. This is an example of a folder. This little yellow icon looks like a folder, and it contains something. I didn't place that here. It's been automatically generated by some other software. There's a music library, pictures, videos. So this is Libraries. We won't use Libraries much ourselves, but it gives an idea of how the system works. It's a hierarchical system. There's something at the top, and then once you go into that one place, you might find things below it. And as you can see, this hierarchical system shows the libraries, and inside the libraries are 4 different areas. Also up here it says Favorites, and inside this Favorites by default we have our desktop. Our desktop is the area we see all around us. The Downloads location, this is a place where all your downloaded files tend to be saved. So if you're on the internet and you decide to save something, this is where they appear. And recent places where you've been recently in the actual computer itself. But what we'll do is look down here where it says Computer. I'll click here. We get a brand new view on the right hand side. So this is what I have to store information, and I have the C drive. A C and a colon, it means the C drive. They've called it local disk. This is where the operating system is stored. Since we're using a college system, don't save anything there because it'll be scrubbed every single time. What you should do is save it somewhere else. So if you have a USB drive, you'd plug it in and you find a new icon popping up with a new drive later. Down here I have network locations. I have access to a lecturers area and other areas. There's my own personal area. There's an I drive I have. You as a student may have a O drive. There's also other student areas. I've got one called H and one also called W, so H drive and W drive. Now what I'm going to do here is, to make it simple, I'm going to start creating things on my desktop. So I'm going to click on Desktop, which brings us this view, and that's this area all around us. And I'm going to create a folder, and a folder is used to hold information. It's a good way to categorize things. So I'll click New Folder up here, so I'm on Desktop, here's the area here, click New Folder, and by default this pops up, and it's asking for a name. You'll also see, because I'm using the desktop, it suddenly appeared here as well, because that is the desktop. And what I'll do is I'll call this my name, Matty, and press enter. This folder is now called Matty. That's on my desktop there. I want to place things within the Matty folder by double clicking, and then it shows the Matty folder. It says it's empty. Up here it says Matty. I can click back now if I want to go back, and click forward to go forward back to produce was, or produce where. I'm going to click New Folder and make some more. So Monday, another new folder. Tuesday, another new one. One more. Capitalization's not quite good. I'd like to change that. Good way to do that is to right click on a folder to get lots of options, and one of them says rename. I'll rename that to Thursday. Then make another folder, call that Friday. I won't create a Saturday or Sunday folder, I'll just stick to 5 days a week. Now if you look straight away, you'll see they've created them and they're in some sort of order. It doesn't look as if it's working the right way. It's alphabetical, but it doesn't say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because the system initially stored it alphabetically. If I click above the folders where it says name, it does it the other way. So one was descending, this one is ascending. Over here you can sort by dates, dates you created it, dates and times, so you can actually see order of when I created them. Right, but I like this view here, this is the default view. If you want folders to be in order just by looking at them, you have to bear in mind this alphabetical system. Some people like to put numbers in. For example, I could renumber all these. I'm going to hit rename, there it's there. I'll change Monday to 01 and a little space. Then Tuesday, rename, 02. And as you see, as I do this, rename again for Wednesday, they are being listed, and it's still using the alphabetical system, but it's taking numbers as priority. So the numbered folders appear above the lettered folders. And that gives us 5 folders all in a row based on the days. Also a row, that's a column, all in a column. I'm now going to look over here where it says my computer again. I know I was on the desktop, but what I'll do is I'll go to my computer, and you see there's no desktop option here. Right? There are other ways to get to desktop, but right now we're on desktop and that's our only way. But later on we'll look at it to find out how to locate the desktop in this C drive. We'll go back to desktop again and go into Matty's folder and see these other folders. So we'll have one folder with other folders within it. Inside the Monday folder, I can create other folders. AM, there's a folder. Another one, PM. It's very easy to create a new folder. If you want, and I'll now go back to Tuesday, instead of clicking new folder here, you can right click in this white blank area. You have other options. One says new, and there's new folder. So there's an AM again for Tuesday, and then a new folder called PM for Tuesday. Now I'm going to do this for all the rest of the days. I need an AM and a PM folder for the rest of the days. But instead of having to sit and create folders, I'm going to do something different by copying folders. Now these 2 folders are empty. I can click on them individually using the mouse like that, or I can try and highlight them by grabbing an area close to them and then letting go, and it highlights both. I want to take these and use them. Quick way to do it is to right click these folders and say copy. If I say cut, it'll move them. I want to copy the folders. I want an AM and a PM folder everywhere, so copy. I will now have a copy of those folders I can use. Go back to Wednesday, right click, paste. It creates new folders by copying them in. Thursday, paste. Friday, paste. So every one of these different days has folders, AM and PM. So that's how to create folders. Now imagine I made a mistake on Friday, and I made a folder and I called it, say, midday for no real reason. Now imagine I did not require this folder. I can click on it, right click it. There's a few things in this list we haven't seen yet. One says delete. If I select delete, are you sure you want to move this folder to the recycle bin? There's the bin over there. And what this means is anything that I decide to delete, it may go to the bin if it's set that way, which means I can recover it later on if I've made a mistake by deleting it. So I'll say yes, I want to delete this folder. You'll find it disappears from here, and suddenly there's paper in the bin. You can right click in the bin to open it, and there's the midday folder there. I'm not going to recover it, that's a thing for a different day. So that's how to create folders, rename folders, copy folders and delete folders. If you wish, you can move folders simply by right clicking on them and hit cut. Thank you very much.